Yo, YouTubers and Artists of Darkness, also known as Sir Killington of Color Struck, and I'm here to have a real serious conversation with my African Americans again. My niggas, my niggas, my Nubian queens and kings. We need to have a discussion. Y'all niggas out here acting white, and I'm fucking sick of it. Niggas with their pants all the way up to the goddamn belly button. With a belt on, who the fuck wears a belly button? Nigga, you need to sag that shit. For real, you need to fucking sag that shit. Drop them pants a little bit, below the booty a little bit. Stop fucking playing around. Stop using proper grammar. Fuck proper grammar. It's all about that African American vernacular. It's all about them ebonics. Get real with a nigga. Fuck all that white shit. Proper grammar. Wipe my ass with that shit. English, the English we speak ain't nothing but a goddamn dialect of the King's English, which ain't nothing but a dialect of Germanic. We speak in a dialect of a dialect of a dialect of a dialect. Motherfuckers. Stop reading books. Stop reading them white man books. Goddamn. Okay, I'm gonna stop. All right. Let's be serious, okay? Today, I'm here to talk with you guys about the social issue that African Americans deal with, known as acting white or acting black. Now, I don't know if this has a word or something that can be attributed to it. Like, for example, I used to call color struck. I used to be called Sir Killington of Color Struck, right? It's actually called colorism. I didn't know it was called colorism until some years down the line. I saw that it actually had a word in the dictionary. I was like, oh shit, this has a word? God damn, reading is fundamental. Anyway, I already have been reading about it. I just didn't know it had a word. Yeah, so I'm just gonna call this problem acting white tribalism. Now, black people, because of slavery, we have to deal with a lot of things today. A lot of white people like to deny it, but a lot of black people like to deny this shit. But we have to deal with a lot of bullshit, with it internally and externally. And this acting white, acting black bullshit is both internal and external. Because we do it to ourselves and we allow white people to do it to us too. We allow another person, another set of people, because white people are the majority of this country, we allow them to socialize our blackness. We allow them to socialize our culture. We allow them to tell us what is black and what is not. But we also do the same thing. We tell ourselves what is black and what is not. Now, this all came from slavery. Same house nigga, field nigga bullshit. The closer to white you act, okay, during the slavery times, and now the closer to white you act, the better the dominant society will treat you. The better, the more intelligence they will treat you. They will have more respect for you. That is absolutely true. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise, because it's true. How do we know this? I don't know. You put your name, something as simple as your fucking name. If I put Jamari Dewante Martin on a goddamn job application, I have a better chance at fucking... I don't have a good chance of getting that job. But if I put my actual name, which sounds like a fucking nobleman from the Great Britain, like, it would get I have had a lot of responses, but not so much after that. Once I come in and I give the interview, a lot of times it's like, they give you that look like, we thought you was something else. Basically you have a white name, a white sounding name, right? So anyway, let's talk about this. We as African Americans, we need to drop this bullshit. Now, I understand, you got to understand why we do it. Now, before I get into we need to stop, we got to understand why we do it. Like I said, we live in a predominantly white society. 60%, 66%. Yes, you may sharpen your pencil. Oh my goodness. We live in a society, right, that is predominantly white. We live in that society. We can't do anything about it, okay? Which means everything is going to be socialized for their benefit, okay? Slavery did not help that shit. That's where we live. That's what we have to deal with. Okay. The reason why we do this is because from slavery all the way up, we've always had Ben Carsons. What you mean by Ben Carsons? We had smart Negroes who was like, oh, I'm a smart Negro. I'm better than every other Negro. Huh. And would do things to spite black people, to lead black people, to betray black people. These kids, these people would do that. And because they did that, we built this so in our own internal as African Americans. You're welcome. Internally, we built our own socialization or tribalism. Anything out of the ordinary that is black, we discommunicate them. So all the smart kids, they get discommunicated because they like all the kids who are different, who like anime, who don't like fucking Empire, who don't like hip hop, who don't like the things that we've socialized that are black. Those kids, those adults, those people get booted out of our race or our culture for that matter. You may sharpen your pencil. Oh my God, being an art teacher, right? Oh my goodness, yeah, go ahead, sharpen all of those. But because of that, we end up we only make more because of this socialization. We only make more Ben Carsons, which is bad. We should make more geniuses. We should make more Ben Carsons. We want more Ben Carsons on an intellectual. We don't want more Ben Carsons on. I got a jelly back and I don't know how to stand up for myself, and I'm only doing this because I want people who don't look like me to accept me. We need less of that. We need more intellect. We need more reading. We need more of these different people because these different people eventually make things better for us in the long run. You're welcome. You have a good day. Is it lunch? Have a good lunch. So I looked at my wrist and there ain't no watch on there. I broke my iWatch. Anyway, yes, because of this, we live in a white dominated society. So we have to follow their rules. When you hear business casual, any place, like think about it like this. When you hear business casual in any place where Europeans colonized, it's always the suit and tie, the shit from Men's Warehouse. And it's a little different for women, but it's like for women, it's like you gotta wear a tight fitted dress. They still socialize though. Don't get me wrong. Women are still socialized. There's certain things that are business casual, certain things that are not business casual. So I think it's ashamed. Like for example, in places in Africa, when things are business casual, they can't wear their like what culturally is business casual. Somehow whiteness or Eurocentric style has become what is business casual, what is acceptable and what is not acceptable. Like that's one of those things we have to deal with as African Americans. But we also have to understand that some of these black kids who like fucking Bullet for My Valentine and who fucking flip their hair over the side of their eye and by the next day that shit's all the way up anyway because their hair grade will not hold that fucking Justin Bieber bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Some of those kids. Now, like I said, I've grown up with all of this. I've been a victim of it and I've perpetuated it. At one point, I hated black kids with mohawks because I thought they were trying to be white. What I realized is a whole lot of these kids are actually, they hate their blackness, but a whole lot of them don't hate their blackness. They just wanted something different. They're just different. And we need to stop kicking these different people out because in the end, it will make our community weaker and it will continue to grow weaker as long as we shame these people, for as long as we take different and somehow socialize it with being white, because it's not being white. There's no such thing as really being white, okay? There's no such thing. There's no such thing as being black. Yeah, culturally, black people like hip hop, and we created rock and roll and blues and everything except for bluegrass in the United States of America. We did all of that. Yeah, we did with wind instruments and all the things, drums and yes, all those things are considered black in a perspective in a spectrum, but somehow because white people are more, and just because they got somebody who plays saxophone and plays heavy metal really good, somehow that it's white because predominantly white people listen to it. It's not white. All that shit is our culture. Okay, yeah, some black kid loves anime. How do you not know that's not going to be the next fucking Vincent Van Gogh of blackness? Like, how do you not know that's going to be not going to be the Aaron Magruder, right? How do you not know these things? We need to stop kicking these kids out. We need to embrace them, not just the kids, just the adults too. We need to embrace some of these people. Some of these people are going to need to be taught, because a lot of these people do actually want to run away from their blackness. But it's only because we've been socialized to believe everything that is not basically white or business casual, white culture is bad. It's because we live in a white dominated society. We've been taught that. A lot of people want to run away from blackness because it's being taught that it's bad. Like, black people are just thugs, and black people are just this, and black people are just that. Whereas there's the idea of having a different character of black people, different types of black people, that we're not a fucking monolith. We're not just this one fucking DMX character running around shooting, killing, raping people, right? That we're not just this one fucking hot in the pants woman who's just running around humping everybody on child support. Because that's not what we are. We are everything, okay? We're everything white people happen to be and don't happen to be. We're fucking everything. So, look, we need to chill out with it. We need to, one, open our eyes about this socialization. Now it's hurting us. Yes, if you do talk to somebody who happens to be black, who purposely running away from their blackness, I would tell them that I explain it to them like, look, you date white girls because you hate yourself. You've been conditioned to believe that white women are better than, or everything is better than black women. Okay, because not every black woman is that stereotype of ghetto Taraji P. Henson and fucking a baby boy, right? Not every black woman is like that. Not even most black women is like that. But media propaganda has made it look like that's all black women are, right? Black, you just been conditioned to believe that, and that's why you want that Asian exotic looking woman, right? It's the same thing for music and everything we have to deal with. There are hella black people who run away from being black. All you have to do is talk to them. And if they don't want to talk, then by all means, kick they motherfucking ass out. Because they don't want to be with us, then you don't need to be with us. But unfortunately, that also makes like that chief from Milwaukee and fucking Ben Carson and Stacey Dashes. But we know why they are like that. White people don't really understand why Stacey Dash is the way she is. It's not that she's like, I'm not a monolith, blah, blah, blah. There are actually some people, black people, who are like, I'm not a monolith. I'm so much not a monolith that I'm going to be a Republican. Like, there are some black people who are like that. Instead of just being like, look, I'm going to sit and think about this critically and be honest with myself. I had to be honest with myself. I'm a misogynist. Most black men, well, not black men, most men, all men are misogynists. All men are sexist in some sense. All straight people are homophobes in some sense. And we're not homophobes. We are, what's the word? It's a word. We benefit from being straight because it's seen as the norm and it's seen as normal. Because it's seen as normal, automatically anything that is not heterosexuality is seen as bad, right? It's just a lot of things. You have to be honest with yourself. You have to think deeply. If you don't, all you're gonna be is one of these trolls yelling on the internet about how black on black crime this and black people are racist and all this stuff, and you don't really know. You just think these things. Anyway, let me go ahead and get out of here. But look, you have to be honest with yourself. If you don't do soul searching, if you don't go out of if you don't jump out of your box, then you're going to be stuck in that box for the rest of your life. I've lived inside the box, outside the box, all around the box. And I keep going with the box. And I know that sounds like a sexual innuendo, but it's not. But I'm saying, you guys have to be honest with yourselves. We can't keep carrying on the way we are, because all it's doing is breaking us down. We have Ben Carson, who's now basically cooning for cookies. We have one of our greatest modern day heroes cooning for cookies. That is fucking disgusting. It's fucking terrible. Because of the socialization. It's because of this. I would say it's because of this socialization. This whole idea that black people have to be one way. And we allow white people to fucking control our reality. We allow them to do it. We allow them to tell them what is black, what is not. We allow them to tell what is cool, what is not. If they had it their way, Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole would not be around. And it's funny because they're the ones, their kids are the ones who are fucking funding these guys. We're allowing them to do it. We allowed Eminem to happen. Not that I hate it. I love Eminem. He's top 2 in my favorites, right? So look, what did Eminem have to do with this? Anyway, look, we have to stop letting that happen. Stop socializing that bullshit, because that's bullshit. Yes, we're going to socialize shit, but we should not socialize tribalism to the point where we're kicking out our brightest. We're disconnecting them from us, because all they're going to do is run around and turn into fucking Ben Carson. And that's, as you can see, is fucking terrible. It has done nothing for us.